Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time, as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. The modern release that I want to look at today is Cocoon. Now, I had heard so much about this one, I'd seen the rave reviews, it won so many awards. I wanted to play this one, but I kept waiting for a sale, and I think by the time the sale came around, I was already playing a couple other games. I just missed out, and I finally saw it at the library the other day. I checked it out and had a gorgeous time. This one lives up to the hype in every conceivable way. And it's so unique and different from anything I've ever experienced. This is just like a masterclass in how to make an indie game. It has the presentation of a AAA experience. It's so smooth and fluid from start to finish. The puzzles are fantastic. It just is everything I want out of a good video game. Now, you play as a little bug guy and you are solving environmental puzzles throughout the world. You'll be doing this by like looking at the environment to solve certain like little like sequential puzzles. Sometimes you'll find these little things where you hit a sequence of 5 and you have to figure out which order to hit them in. You'll use also little orbs that you'll find throughout the world. You've got an orange one, a green one, a purple one, later on a white one, that all have different properties if you're holding them. Like the orange one, for instance, will make platforms appear at certain areas that you won't be able to access otherwise. The green one lets you like make these water pillars. They will like solidify underneath your feet to access higher areas or shift you entirely across the world. And they all have their own unique property, but they also have the added property of having, if you have a little stand that you can find for it, you can place the orb there and go inside the orb, and inside each orb is its own world. And this is what makes the game so fantastic. You'll be solving puzzles. There's no platforming in this game. It's all puzzling. You can't jump. You have like little platforms that can make you jump, but all of it is puzzles. You're just trying to solve puzzles from start to finish, occasionally with a boss fight sprinkled in, which is its own puzzle in its own way. And you will be going throughout this world exploring until you find these orbs, or until you find a way forward. And if you go into these orbs, you have an entire different world to explore. But if you get a new orb after you've made a certain amount of progress, let's say you go into the orange world and then you get to a point where you can't progress forward, but you have the green orb now, you can actually take the green orb with you on your back into the orange world, and then you can explore using that orb. You also have later on where you'll like put the orb inside the orange world and then come back out of the world and pick up the orange orb while it's holding the green orb. It culminates in this thing that's so mind melding. Every single time you like solve one of these complex puzzles, these big brain teasers, it feels incredible because there's so many layers here. It's very much an Inception thing. You go into the world, you have to solve the puzzles inside, sometimes with a different orb. You have to figure out the right like sequence and how to do things. Sometimes you have to like make it so you have a specific orb inside the other orb, and it has to be that unique thing, because if it's the green one with the red one, the orange one inside of it, then you can do the green properties out in the real world, but if it's vice versa, you can only use the orange properties. All this is just, it's insane. There are so many times where I got stumped. I could not figure out what was going on. And you have to really think outside the box about how you're going to move forward in this game. And it really is like one of the best puzzle games I've played in a very, very long time. It doesn't ever like make you feel really stupid about it either. It usually gives you enough to go on that you can push forward enough. You can bang your head against the wall trying a bunch of different things until you ultimately find it. Or you can sit there and think and stew and ponder and ultimately come to the right conclusion. There were only a couple of times where I felt truly stumped and I had to like pause, stop the game, and then come back to it later on to try and reassess what was going on, because I just could not figure it out. The layers make this game so complex and so much fun at the same time. As you get through each area, you'll ultimately get to a boss within each orb. Each orb has their own unique boss that you'll be fighting, and each of them has its own little gimmick that make the game really exciting. It changes up the pace of the game so much because, like I said before, you're solving environmental puzzles beforehand, using the orbs, or you're just looking at the environment, doing different things to progress forward in the game. But once you get to a boss fight, you have a unique mechanic in order to beat said boss. Some of them are like being up in the, you're like, have like a way to like propel yourself up in the air, and you're spending most of the time dodging attacks up above. And then I'm trying to remember all the boss fights. I don't want to spoil them either because they're so unique, but they each have their own little gimmick that makes it really fresh and really fun. I adore the boss fights. I think they did a smashing job with each and every single one of them. Like, seriously, they knocked it out of the park. And what's really cool about this that I haven't talked about before, I said previously this game is fluid. That's because there are no loading screens in this game. Despite having their own worlds within each orb that you like jump into and can transition out of at like the snap of a finger, everything flows from place to place. There are no loading screens here. Technically, I'm sure there are, but like within like a little cutscene that you have that's maybe loading in the next area, but you don't notice that. It's perfectly done that the game feels like you could play it from start to finish without a single stop. Nothing hinders you in this game. Outside of that initial load that I said previously, if I mentioned that, I'm not sure if I did, all of a sudden, there's a big loading screen at the beginning of the game. At least on the Switch version, it might be better on the other ones. There's a really big loading time. My only critique of the entire game is that the load time took forever. Once you're in, there is no loading time. Everything is smooth as silk from start to finish. It feels like its own isolated experience. It feels like the world is just sequential and perfect from start to finish. They really killed it in that department. I have never been so immersed in a video game. I wouldn't say never, but I haven't been so immersed in a video game in such a long time. They like really pull you into this world, and there's nothing that will take you out of it except needing to go and do something else. It's just that fluid and smooth. It's so fantastic. Like I said before, from start to finish, this game has really phenomenal puzzles. It ramps up in difficulty. Sometimes it'll spike for a minute. You'll have one puzzle that's particularly hard or challenging. You have to figure out what the heck's going on. And once you solve it, you feel on top of the world. And then you keep progressing, going on further and further until you find another one. And it just repeats. It's the perfect balance of difficulty and reward. It really just strikes the perfect balance from start to finish. This game is a darling. I cannot believe I didn't play it earlier. I should have listened to all the award talk. I should have just bought it full price, but I got it from the library for free, so that was kind of cool. If you have not played Cocoon yet, this is one that you need to go out and try right now. You will have a phenomenal experience. If you like puzzle games at all, this is for you. I will be giving Cocoon a platinum rank. There's nothing wrong with this game. Not a single thing. I have yet to say that about a game. I think on this channel, maybe I have before, but it's a very rare thing to find a game that just feels perfectly done. Nothing wrong with it. So if you want to go check it out, I would definitely advise that you do so. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.